4-speed on 50 museum in Lawrenceburg, Indiana.
Okay, and I'm here with Steve. So tell me, what makes this car so unique?
Well, this is a 2004 Corvette, a C5 Corvette, and it's got a custom body done to it. So there was this company in Michigan called Advanced Automotive Technologies, and they had their own niche going. So they had their own molds, and they were doing a lot of these C5s with the 53 or /54 front ends and tail lights. They only did 18 of these. They called this a sport wagon. So if you look at the back, you kind of see how it's built like a wagon, and it's got the Nomad look rear end on it here. So what this car was inspired by was in 1954 at Motorama, Corvette came out with a Vet wagon. It didn't go in production, but there was one guy who had one built. So anyway, that was the motivation and inspiration behind this build. So it's basically it's an '04 Corvette just with a custom body on it to commemorate the 1953 Corvette. So yeah, so that's the story behind that car.
Okay.
Now, what else were you asking about? This one?
Yes.
So this is a 2002 Camaro Z28. So this was the 35th anniversary edition. This was the year where GM said, bye-bye Camaro, we're not making them anymore. So this was kind of their going away present. And so this has an LS1 motor in it. It's got an aftermarket or upgraded suspension, I should say, the Z28 package. This car only has 42 miles on it currently.
Wow.
One thing I was going to share with you was I had a friend of mine who works over in Northern Kentucky. He had somebody coming into his work on a short-term trip from Canada.
Yeah.
Who he wanted to bring him by the museum, and so he came over. I accommodated him. He came through here. He stopped at this car and he says, "Hey, I worked on the design of this car." I said, "You did?" He said, "Yeah." So he was a design engineer for GM in 2002 in Canada. That's where the guy was from, in Canada.
Yeah.
He actually worked on the fascia design of this car. So I thought it was pretty special to be able to meet him. So this car was built in Canada.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then what happened was, of course, 8 years later, they came out with the new Camaro, and all of a sudden now it's back. So this is a 2010 Camaro, and this is a Pete Rose Hit King Camaro.
Yeah.
So the story behind this is that there's a local radio station here in the tri-state, WLW. They got with local dealers, and they said, "Hey, let's talk to GM. We'd like to honor Pete Rose and come up with a Pete Rose Camaro." So GM agreed to do only 27 of these cars, and they distributed them here locally in the tri-state to dealers to sell. This one came from Joseph Chevrolet in Coleraine, and Pete Rose autographed every engine cover, as you can see. And so it's just got the badging on it. It's got the Super Sport package, but it's you see the Hit King badging here. You see here the number of hits that Pete ended up with, which was 4256. You see the seats there on the headrest where it says Hit King. So yeah, so this car was done to honor Pete Rose and Hit King Camaro. So next to this is, you asked about this car. This is a 2008 Corvette. And this is not a replica. This was an actual pace car. So this car was on the track. They had two pace cars. They number them, 01 and 02. This was number 01. We know that this car was on the track. Currently, this car only has 172 miles on it.
Wow.
Again, it's a 2008, and it was the Budweiser Shootout at Daytona Speedway. They kind of tagged it as a Dale Earnhardt Jr. They're tying him to this car, not because he drove it, but because he actually won that race.
Yeah.
And it was the first race that Dale Earnhardt Jr. won with Hendrick Motorsports. So that's why they kind of attached his name to it. So anyway, pretty special pace car there.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the interview, Steve.
You're welcome.
Do you have anything you want to say on my YouTube channel?
Well, other than we just appreciate your support and encourage you all to come down and see us here at 4Speed on 50. Of course, we got a very cool diner, which if you check our website, 4speedon50.com, you'll see a link to that diner and to our gift shop and to our gas station, our fuel center, and to our museum. So, and follow us on Facebook for more updates.
Okay. Thank you. So there you have it, YouTube fans. So go to my YouTube channel, like and subscribe and comment. This is Casey Klepper from Casey's Interview Corner. Thank you, and have a nice day.